Just after 2 o'clock on this Wednesday midweek, welcome to Central Valley Talk Live. I'm Austin Reed. Thanks for joining us. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on Air. We've got a number of guests in store for you this hour. Our first one here at the top of the hour is Jackie Kennedy Harris. She is the founder of JKH Career Coaching and Consulting, serving the Central Valley. Jackie, welcome. Your first time on Central Valley Talk.
It is. Thank you so much. I appreciate spending part of the afternoon with you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes,
We're happy that you're here. I found you on Instagram.
Oh, awesome.
And I was, looking at your profile and reading all about the services that you offer. So we're going to get into all of that, but I want to begin with kind of your experience in coaching and helping people.
Awesome. Yes. So my experience, it turned out to be a need, meaning that I found myself being around a lot of students, primarily, who were really struggling with being able to have that professional experience and be able to portray that upon graduation and landing a job. So with the virtual environment that we're in, that kind of created an opportunity, because a lot of the services that would have been provided on campuses were now going to online, which limited the resources for students. And so in just my past experience that I had working in my other position before I went into business for myself as a recruiter, a lot of the little small things, but yet very important things were missing. Again, how to be professional and just how to get past that interview initially, both virtually and in person. And with that, that led to really digging deeper into pursuing this as a career, second career, if you will, for myself. Definitely because of the need. Also being a first college graduate and parents of immigrant, a daughter of an immigrant parent, I had to definitely be able to find the resources, which at that time it was very difficult. And my goal today is to make it easier for the students that are graduating now and helping them land that career that they're seeking.
It's such a fascinating time that we're living right now in business, right? So many businesses are hiring right now. Mm-hmm. So many people are deciding to change careers right now. So I would imagine this is a very exciting time for you to really work with individuals and in any stage of life that they're in.
Absolutely. Yes, it's really interesting, because when you think of a personal trainer, that person's training you for a certain reason to kind of mold you into whatever it is that goal is. It's the same concept with the career coach. That career coach is your advisor. They're going to be there and guide you. And because it's not one size fits all at all, you have to be able to tailor every single career path in terms of just goals and things of that nature to everyone individually. And I think it's very unique, when I deal with clients, building that rapport initially is the key thing, and being able to have them be very open into what they're trying to achieve, for you to be able to even develop your assessments to target them and help them out in what their ultimate goal is going to be. So I find it very interesting, because even those clients that I have they have jobs and they've moved on, they still contact me. I'm almost like a mentor. So I've developed this an additional section by default as a mentor-mentee program, which has led me to be able to partner with other organizations and just implementing some things within that environment.
Do some of your duties include looking at their resume, looking at maybe how are they dressing, looking at how they're interacting with people? Is that maybe just a start point of what you do? Yes,
absolutely. When I have a client, the first thing I do is onboard. Mm-hmm. So onboarding is just being able to build that rapport with them, just kind of find out, what some of their goals are, fact finding, if you will. Then from there, there's an assessment module that's implemented to kind of narrow down and identify some of the things that we need to look at in terms of evaluations, and being able to create some training around that. I call this career tutoring, because students can relate to tutors, right? So once we get that in place, we go through a module of different training sessions with that particular candidate, or not candidate, but actually with the kind of candidate to me, because I do help them get a job later on, but that it does really give us a chance to really targeting on what they need to meet their goals. And so with that, we focus on different things. Professionalism, absolutely. That's the one thing that we do look at. That's one thing that we need to make sure that they can even have that in place before they can even interview. And in addition to that, we have a component part that is more of the networking side. So it's kind of a cycle that you go through. And at the very end of going through these different sessions, you actually leave with your own personal action plan. So you kind of have an idea, you know, where you're going and what to do, which does include your updated resume, which does include a cover letter, and as well as being able to effectively interview both in person and virtual, and that's done on a regular basis with myself. So it's a very, very personal one-on-one attention cycle that we do put our candidates, our applicants. I keep saying candidate applicants because they do get placed in their jobs later. But yeah, that's something that definitely we've done successfully.
This is a picture you sent in. Walk us through this.
Yes, so this is the students from Fresno State. It's the Hispanic Business Student Association, and they've been a big part of my entire career from the very beginning. And a lot of what we do with this particular group is mock interviews, a lot of virtual interviews, which I do have a workshop in the, next week actually with this particular group on virtual interviews versus in person. And this particular group will really, a lot of them are from a very diverse background in the sense of the majority are first generation college graduates. So that's one of the reasons why I can connect to being able to really fit into bigger picture is being able to really target my experience with those that we have the same thing that's in common. So these students are very, very, I get them in when they've just joined Fresno State, and by the time they get ready to graduate, they are definitely fine-tuned, and you can see the development. And I feel very excited that I've been able to really maintain the long-term relationship for sure with Fresno State and the Hispanic Business Student Association.
Do you have any favorite testimonies from your clients?
Yes, I do. I had one client that was actually wanted to go to law school, and some of the things that he definitely struggled with, he was a little bit more introverted, and so we went back and forth with how can we get him out of his shell? What can we do to really get him in front of that employer or get him in front of the organization that was wanting to pursue his career with. And so it took us a little bit longer to kind of get Aaron in that zone where he felt comfortable. But ultimately, we went back and forth and we applied some more tools, and I actually did a couple more extra sessions with him that really led. It actually increased his motivation is what was needed. He felt real confident that he could really do this. And he did end up landing a position with a law firm, and I think he's almost done with getting his bar, passing the bar exam. So those are stories to me that the passion has to be there. I love to see the end results when I can help someone, and I see the bigger picture, meaning that they've been successful, they're in their career. And again, there are many in Fresno that are in great positions right now that will say, I remember Jackie, when I was a student going to Fresno State. So I'm very involved on campus. I call that my home away from home.
Right.
And also Fresno Pacific University. That's my other area where I'm very visible on campus there.
So what advice would you give to any college student, say, for instance, that's watching today, and they're like, I feel that I'm set. I feel that I'm ready. But there's like a subconscious feeling that, maybe I do need help. Would you suggest them to give you a call?
Absolutely. If you find yourself as a student not sure where to go, you're interviewing, you're taking all the notes that you need, you're visiting the career fairs, whether it be virtual or in person, and you can't seem to get past that initial contact, then you definitely need to seek out maybe someone that can kind of sit down with you and pull out some of those things that may be a weakness and find a way that could be turned into a strength. A lot of times with students, and like myself, I relied on just a lot of other folks to help me out. And academically, oh yes, they were there. They were great. They helped me with what I needed. But when it came time to really help me with my mistakes, and I'm not getting this job, I'm not passing the interview, past the first interview, I didn't have that resource. And so my passion has always been to really focus more on the ones that are struggling. It shouldn't be that easy. If it's easy, you don't need my help. But if you are struggling in getting that position you want, maybe it's because you just haven't had that one-on-one personal attention. Maybe you haven't had someone that can be there for you at any given time. And when I say that, I mean basically, my clients, I do have some now where they'll call me 9 o'clock at night, Jack, I need to talk to you about this, and it's my job to be there for them. That's what it's for.
You're like an agent.
Absolutely, yes. And so when that happens, when you find yourself in that situation, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to reach out. Matter of fact, I think I even offer on my website a 30-minute consultant fee, free 30-minute consultation, just to see, yes, if this is something that you think may be good. I like to give everything up front, but ultimately, I want that student to have it a lot easier than I did when I graduated.
And we're looking at your website, JKHCCC.com. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, very good. And then what's your phone number?
Phone number is area code 559-307-7712. And I'm also on Instagram. You can follow me, LinkedIn, Twitter.
You'll have to come back and maybe bring one of your clients.
I would love to do that.
Cool interview.
Oh, yes.
Then you can walk us through. They can walk us through how it went with you.
Absolutely, I would love to do that.
That'd be very good.
Yes.
Jackie, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Austin. Appreciate it.
I'll see you next time.
Great. We'll see you next time.
All right. Check her out, everybody.
Thanks,
here in
guys.
Fresno.
Thank you.
I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk. We're back with another guest coming up shortly. So stay with us.